So today guys, you join us with a Q&A. Obviously we're in the VXR today, so yeah, we're gonna jump in the VXR. We had a lot of questions on Instagram for you guys, so yeah, we're gonna answer all your questions. Obviously we did get a lot of questions, so yeah, we're gonna hop back into the VXR, answer your guys' questions, and yeah, make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and yeah, let's get straight into the video.
What made you both want to start a channel and what's in store for the future? So that was a good question. What made us want to start a channel? What made us want to start a channel?
I don't know, man. It's like, it all started with TikTok, to be honest. Obviously, you probably know us from TikTok. Obviously, 6-speed manual gearbox. We just started making funny videos, and then yeah, the idea came to mind, and yeah, we thought, let's just start a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
We were meant to start it like quite a while back, innit, bro? Like,
Yeah, we were.
But we just kept like delaying it. We didn't know like where to start, what camera to get, and we just kept delaying it. And here we are, guys, 1 year later.
I would say as well what made us both want to start, obviously to that point when we both used to do TikTok. We're both like, Siraj was always into his cars more at the start, innit? When he brought the VXR, it was like our first kind of like performance car, if you want to put it that way.
First experience.
Yeah, exactly. So I think once we started going out, modding our car, obviously we've done a lot of modifications of this car off video. At that time, we never used to have a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So I think obviously from that, we've seen like obviously we've got an interest in cars, we find it interesting, and like we said, like it's something we enjoy, and it's something we see like in the potential future we can make it into a full-time thing, which is what we want to do with YouTube. We want to make it into a full-time thing.
Yeah, 100%, man.
So I think what really got us wanting to start a channel was just making little stupid little TikTok videos and just messing around, really.
Yeah.
And obviously when I brought the ST, obviously we both had like nice performance cars, ST and a VXR, and I think it was just kind of like the perfect balance in it, you know what I mean? Like, we just thought, you know, we've got two nice cars, could start a channel with it.
That's it. And then yeah, we're just trying to stay consistent, obviously upload every week, videos, car features as well, guys. Obviously we're going to do a lot of car features. We've got a few on the way. We've got a Go Far video which will be dropping next week. Yeah, we've got a TCR after that and quite a few other cars, so yeah.
Yeah, so regarding to that question as well, what's in plan for the future? In the future, obviously, as you guys know, we've made a logo for ourselves. We want to kind of make our YouTube into like a long-term thing, not just like a short-term, like, you know, if you see some YouTubers, they might post and they'll never post again for a year. We kind of want to be consistent, get a lot of car features in. We want to like start a clothing brand. There's a lot of things that we want to do.
Yeah.
So I think like baby steps, small steps.
Yeah, obviously
like,
we're taking our time as well. We're not rushing it, but
exactly.
The goal is to obviously stay consistent and yeah.
Yeah, and make it more into a long-term thing instead of a short-term thing. We kind of want to be doing this, as I said, like long-term.
What do you think is the best first car? What do you think, bro?
That was a good question. What do we think is the first best car? What do you reckon, bro? What would you say is the first best car?
I'd say like a Fiesta, one litre, obviously diesel. That's what you had before, and obviously
the Corsa was the first car, limited edition. I don't know, man. That's a hard question because
it's a hard one.
At the end of the day, you got to think there's a lot of Fiesta and Corsas people get for their first car. I'd say if you don't want to be like, I wouldn't say be like everyone else, but a bit less common. Alfa Romeos, I think are quite nice. We'll leave a little picture there so you guys can see. I feel like that is kind of something a bit different. You wouldn't really see a lot of that. A lot of people have that for their first car.
Yeah.
But you got to think for your first car, you don't really want to be spending too much.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna have a few knocks and bangs. Like as I said, my first Corsa that I had, like as I said, you've only just passed. You're still learning. So I would say kind of stick to a budget and not overspend for your first car, and definitely save for your second car. I'd say. So
basically, just get something cheap and cheerful. Yeah. Obviously, because insurance now is quite high as well for the younger generation. Obviously, they're getting quotes like £3,000-4,000 and more. So just get something you can afford. Obviously, first car, save up, and then obviously save up for your second car as well. Because you're most likely going to have a black box, because insurance is quite high now, isn't it? Yeah,
it is. That's another thing as well, taking into consideration. You got to think, there's a reason why Fiesta and Corsas are common for a first car, because you got to think they're quite decent on insurance.
Yeah.
And as I said, they're really easy to mod. There's parts available everywhere for Corsas and Fiestas. So don't get me wrong, I would say a Corsa and a Fiesta is still a good first car, like a limited edition or a 1 litre EcoBoost. For the price you're paying, it's worth the money. But I'd say definitely do your research. Obviously, don't just stick to what everyone else is getting. You kind of see what your insurance is like, and try get something where you can afford and you're not overspending. So yeah, I'd say first best car, definitely either like something like a little Corsa, Fiesta, Alfa Romeo. But as I said, if you don't want to be like everyone else and get a Corsa and a Fiesta for the first car, there is a lot of different options out there. So what's your thoughts on the newer generation VXR E-Shape and Fiesta ST Mark 8/8.5? That there by David was a really, really interesting question. VXR E versus the Mark 8 Fiesta ST. Now personally, I know people that have VXR Es and the Fiesta ST Mark 8. I've sat in both, and I'm not just saying it because I got a Fiesta ST, but generally, personally, I would say the interior of the Fiesta ST Mark 8 looks really nice. But outside, exterior-wise, I'd say I reckon personally the VXR D looks a little bit more sporty and a little bit better. But I think they look really nice. Overall, they're really nice cars. You can pick up the VXR E for cheaper than the Mark 8 ST. So personally, I'd go for the VXR E because I've seen some where you can pick them up for about 7-8 grand. And obviously, if you see the new Mark 8 8.5 Fiesta STs, personally, I can't justify spending over 12-13k for a Mark 8. And as I said, it's only a Fiesta ST. For a couple more grand, you can get an M140i or something a lot better. So personally for me, I'd say VXR E.
Yes, first car mod you should do. So it's an interesting question. Obviously, we've done quite a lot of videos on these type of questions. First car mods for your car, whatever car it may be. I'd personally say front splitter is a must because obviously it makes the car look lower. Bodyline kit obviously makes the car stand out. If you come a bit closer, I recommend that you can get a sun strip. Obviously these are about £10-15. You can fit them yourself. They're quick and easy to fit. Takes you about 20 minutes, half an hour. You can do it on your drive, wherever, and yeah, they do look good. I would highly recommend that you get window tints, obviously front, back. It does make the car look better. Obviously you don't want your car looking like a fish tank. I see a lot nowadays and they don't really look too good. So yeah, highly recommend that you get window tints on the back as well if you come round. I've got limo tints on the back, same with the ST, and they do look really good. Obviously at night as well, it's literally pitch black. You can't see a thing, and yeah, it makes the car look a bit more aggressive. Obviously without no tints, I think the car looks a bit plain. So yeah, I'd highly recommend that you get window tints, and obviously there's quite a lot of places you can go. So yeah, they're like the top mods I would do personally to my car if I had a first car, because obviously it is your first car and you don't really want to spend too much money on it. But there are other things that you can get, obviously badges, stickers and stuff, obviously an exhaust if you got obviously more money. Obviously it does cost money getting a custom made one, but yeah, I'd highly recommend obviously get a front splitter, bodyline kit, obviously sun strip as well, cheap and easy to do. Obviously wind deflectors, window tints, and yeah.
What are you saying, lads? What possible cars you thinking of getting after the VXR and ST? An interesting question. What car would we think of getting after the VXR and ST? Now, I'd say at the moment, we're quite happy with both of the cars that we got. I feel like, as I said, it's interesting for the channel. There's still a lot more things we've got to do to both of our cars. But definitely, one of the cars we want to get after a VXR and ST is either one of us. We definitely want an M140i. A Beamer, 100% a rear-wheel drive B58, that's honestly a dream. Even an N55, M135i, which would be really nice. Or even an RS3. You can get some of the pre-facelift ones for about 25 to 24k with decent amount of mileage on it as well. Now, but I do think Siraj will be the one getting the M140i because this guy is crazy over his Beamers. All he ever talks to me about is rear-wheel drives, doing drifts and donuts. So I think personally, yeah, Siraj will be getting the 140i, and as I said, I'm leaning more towards an RS3 or something like them type of lines. But I'd say definitely after the VXR and ST, we want a big upgrade. As I said, something like a B58, an RS3, something along them type of lines. As I said, for now, we want to be building our channel up, showing you guys a bit more of the VXR and ST, and hopefully by next year, if we've got the money to do it, definitely a 140i, 135i, RS3, something along them type of lines. Something more interesting with a bit more power in there and a bit more things that we can do to it. So yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Drag race happening between the cars. That is actually a good question. Obviously we've been saying it for a while now, but we're actually trying to find some good roads. Obviously we don't want to be unsafe, obviously racing the VXR and the ST. So yeah, we are looking to obviously get someone that can get us a drone so we can record the race properly. Obviously we only got a GoPro, so it's going to be a bit hard, like just recording off one or two cameras. So we are trying to get someone who can get us like a drone, Insta camera, the Insta 360. So yeah, give you guys a proper full-on race. Yeah guys, make sure you guys wait for that. It might come sooner than you expect. So yeah.
Would you ever get a JDM car? Obviously guys, there's another interesting question. Would we ever get JDM cars? And now that's a bit of a skeptical answer. I'm not really 100% sure. Personally, I'm not really a big fan of JDM cars. Obviously, I do like the Nissan Skylines. Obviously, you got the Supras. Obviously, I do like them. But you got to think some of them type of cars are expensive. So something around like our type of budget, around 10 grand, I would say a Honda Civic Type R. But personally, I wouldn't go for one because I feel like it's a bit old. I wouldn't say old, but I feel like it's a nice car. Don't get me wrong, it's a good car. But I feel like personally, we're kind of at a late stage now. Like something else, what we want next after our cars, like I mentioned before, an M140i, RS3, something along them type of lines. If we were to get a JDM car, as I said, I probably would have bought one by now. So I think the answer to that is kind of no. I don't think we would, unless we was getting a project car, like an Integra Type R or something along them type of lines. But as I said, I don't really think I would, unless I'm gonna get a project car. But as I said, big respect to all the Hondas and all that, the nice cars. I know there's big powered Type Rs and everything. But don't get me wrong, I really do rate JDM cars. As I said, there's a lot of nice JDM cars that you can get. But as I said, it probably all depends on the type of situation we're in and then what kind of stage we're at in life. But yeah, probably not for our next cars. But as I said, that was another interesting question. Now, right then guys, that was it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed that. It was just a little Q&A. And as I said, we had to pick some of the top questions. We did get a lot of questions, so apologies if we couldn't answer everyone's questions. We kind of picked the top questions that we thought we could answer for you guys. And I hope obviously you guys enjoyed this video. As I said, there's a lot of interesting content coming soon. Make sure you guys are staying tuned. Got a lot of good car features coming. Make sure you guys are subscribed because you don't want to be missing out on anything. As I said, we've got summer coming up, a lot of interesting content going to come. As I said, I don't want to really say too much. In the future, we will be giving you guys a bit more Q&As as well. As I said, a lot of people did want to see one of these, people asked us. So we'll have another one in the future as well. But as I said, guys, if you're enjoying the videos, make sure you like and subscribe. And as I said, stay tuned for future videos coming up.